Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, your guide through the seen and the unseen. Today we're tapping into the energies to see what messages Spirit has for us. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let's see what the universe is trying to tell you. Also, if you're soul seeking deeper alignment, make sure to join our community by subscribing. So let's see what is happening today. I'm gonna get these dice real quick. Dropped one on Gemini. So we have North Node Sun, Jupiter and Venus, and the number 5, 2, 2, 11, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, and Aries. So there could be some significance there with any of those. Let's see. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. Did I already say that? Let me see. Anyway, let's get an affirmation real quick. What do we need to see for the collective? Affirmation for the collective. Again? So your body always reflects consciousness. And in my center is my awareness, which I think we got that the other day. So that is extremely significant. At the bottom is, I hold inside me a place of peace and silence that cannot be disturbed. And you were made for bonding. Interesting. You were made for bonding. I hold inside me a place of peace and silence that cannot be disturbed. So you may be feeling like there might be some ungroundedness, feeling kind of unstable in some way. There may be a need for grounding. I did make some shadow cards. Kind of maybe pull one or two from. Where is it, Ringo? I was trying to do it with one of my, like I was creating them with one of my markers, and then that marker kind of leaked all over me. And so I had to do it with a fat black marker. So some of them are kind of hard to read, but it's okay. So let's see. Wait, this cardstock is flimsy, so I just found these. These were my son's cards for school, but he doesn't need them, so I was like, okay, let me use them. There's like 50 cards. Okay, here we go. What are you actively pushing away? What you are actively pushing away is precisely what is running the script from behind the scenes. So what do you see as something that you are unwilling to kind of maybe look at, or unwilling to kind of accept. It says, to heal this, you must stop spiritualizing your bypass, and like spiritually bypassing, and look at the raw, messy human truth. Okay. So this could be for you or someone else, but most likely, I mean, I like to look at it as, what am I not looking at? What am I unwilling to see that is running me behind the scenes? Maybe, so for me, a lot of my issues are with money, because I've been having struggles with money. My ex owes me a lot of money, $23,000 in back child support. That's the last time I checked, which is a lot of money. And so, you know, there's a lot I could do with that money, but for whatever reason, it's not in my grasp. It's not in my hands right now. And I think it's to teach me something about relying upon myself and not others for prosperity. And so, not that I was actually relying on him, it's just I would be better off than I am currently if I depended more upon my own, instead of, I guess, thinking that he would come through. I don't know, like in the past, you know, like I shouldn't have let him move in with me, like that sort of thing. I should have just kind of let him kind of be independent and figure it out for himself instead. Instead of thinking that I was doing the right thing for both of us by allowing him to kind of take advantage, I guess. Which I wasn't expecting him to take advantage, but anyways, drink your tea and be happy. So, looking at the raw, messy human truth of that situation is kind of seeing it for what it is. I couldn't depend on him while we were married, and I can't depend on him now. And unfortunately, I have to become aware of that, and had to become aware of that. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so let's get a spread. What kind of spread do I want to do today? I think let's do the labyrinth. So the state of mind. What is the state of mind, or the entrance of what's happening? The state of mind. The devil. So the darkness, like the dark side of things. The state of mind. So the shadow is where we're looking. We have the King of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Judgment. So there's a lot of discernment that was needed, or that is being taken into consideration here. The High Priestess is at the bottom. There's a lot of toxic from this past relationship, but you've kind of taken the bull by its horns with this King of Wands. You've realized that you can't depend on this person for your liberation, and you've liberated yourself in some way and awakened to your power. Also, the cause and effect and the karmic cycle of this. There's a lot of spiritual aspects to this, and it's affecting like the awareness in some way. Okay, the first trick. What is the red herring or the distraction? Probably something to do with finances for me. So, let's see. What is the red herring? Now, you could also feel like this person lured you in some kind of way into the deeper depths of the dark. And yeah, Five of Pentacles, I knew it. And the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so the distraction was thinking that you could work with this person. Also the fact that there was a lack of financial security, being left out in the cold once things played out or whatever. Capricorn energy and Taurus and Mercury energy. This was kind of like a trickster energy where you may have thought you could work with this person thinking that, you know, they would want to benefit and come up on their own financial security by working with you. But that's not the case, and you saw it through the eyes of the Queen of Cups, right? Where you're kind of naive, maybe, or thinking that, you know, this could be, and it doesn't have to be with finances, but it could be, and it could be some sort of teamwork or maybe co-worker. I was saying something before, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, you were thinking maybe that this person would see like the financial, is it lucrative? Yeah, the word. You maybe saw that this might be lucrative for both of you, and that this could help both of your situations to kind of work together in this way. And it didn't have to be forever, but it was like something that could kind of be beneficial, but they saw it as a way to get back at you. You saw it as a new opportunity. You were maybe realizing that it could be beneficial to both of you, I think. And we have the King and the Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, but the Moon is here. So there was something hidden behind the scenes that you didn't realize, maybe. So this was you. This was your mindset. But this person saw an opportunity. The Fool is behind that, behind the Moon. And they just wanted to kind of leave you out in the cold, maybe reject you in some way. I'm seeing this as like be fake. But, okay, they were pretending. So, what is the pattern, the dead end, or the habit? The Page of Swords. So, okay. I'm getting that this person was a liar. Now, normally this isn't the way I see this card, but there was a message of truth. It was kind of immature. The immaturity to like foresight or seeing the truth of the matter. Maybe this was a lesson that you had to learn in some sort of way. that this person didn't really care. It was an illusion. And they wanted to keep you in a stressful situation, jealous of your situation, the fact that you were able to kind of help them. Yeah, there was a hidden truth or hidden secret, some sort of deception. This is like spiritual warfare. They wanted to keep you like feeding off this illusion in some way, feeding you a little bit of truth, but there was something hidden. Like they could have told you that they would be able to find a job quickly, or they told you maybe they were looking for a job, they weren't, or they weren't really putting any effort into it, or this person could have lied about how much money they owe. They could have owed money to the IRS. They could have, just, I don't know, weird shit. They could have quit their job instead of being fired. They filed for unemployment and they only got 6 months of it. But then, after that, they were like kind of on their own because they didn't actually, I don't know. Or they could have got like a month of it. My voice is going out. They didn't want you to speak about it. They wanted you to keep your mouth shut. I don't know. That's the habit and the pattern, the dead end. So they wanted to fuck up your situation, but wanted you to keep quiet about it and not say anything. You weren't allowed to speak about what they did to you. You were supposed to always keep your mouth shut about what they did to you. But they would, behind your back, they were spying, gossiping, creating all this drama in your life, but you couldn't speak about it. Like, you were supposed to shut the fuck up about it. Yes. Okay. That's the habit, the pattern. That's how it was maybe for years dealing with this person. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, yeah, for years. 9 of Pentacles and Jupiter. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune. I always say that, Jupiter. So this was a karmic. They wanted to take your abundance, like switch places with you. 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Cups. Basically, they felt rejected by you. So they wanted to give that back to you and make it, yeah, it's a warrior energy, like cut you off. There was an energy of like, I'm going to take what you have and give you kind of this nothing energy. But it bounced back, or like you ended up with all their furniture or something like that. Like, because they couldn't pay you or wouldn't pay you. And then they left all their shit in your house. So, I mean, it is what it is. So what is the core, the truth, and the thread of this? Okay, that's too many. What is the truth and the core? What's at the core of this situation? Yeah, the High Priestess. So there's something that you know about this person. Something that you know about this person's way of being, like their way of thinking, their way of being. This could be a handler for you, somebody who's been in your life spiritually sent to tie you to this toxicity. Okay, all your life. And this has been like the number one worst person like to so all of the karmas that you've kind of occurred from, I don't know, how do I say this? I don't even know how to say it. There's no words for it. Like, this is the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands in your life, right? The Death card, the highest, most transformations in your whole life have come from this person. 3 of Wands and the Star. Also the 10 of Swords. Most betrayals, like the biggest gotchas, you know, like the shit that most people deal with, like 1 or 2 of these things in their whole life maybe, but you've dealt with like over and over and over again with this person, which is partially like I'm responsible for my own shit. Like, I know that going back to this person over and over again was my own doing, and I'm not sure why. I kind of think I know why, but I had business, I guess, with them. Possibly a contract. So, but to heal this, you must stop spiritualizing your bypass. Look at the raw, messy human truth. So, I don't know what it is. Yeah. So expecting this person to change or expecting this person to care, it was, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But you could have somebody like that in your life that you really just, I don't know. I think we have contracts with people, but is that spiritually bypassing? I feel like it's not. I feel like there's a deeper reason as to why we do what we do and how, who, and who, what. But because why else? I mean, anyway. So, the truth. Yeah, I feel like the truth is spiritual. In my situation, at least. So, spiritual threads, you know, tying us to people. So, that's interesting. Oh, also, when, maybe I was just foolish, you know, but I also feel like there's like a soul journey, and your soul has to go through what it goes through to learn the lessons that it was meant to learn, whether it's doing stupid shit, like, letting, people that you know are bad for you back in your life, or whether it's like learning the lesson and not you know, letting those people back in. You know, either way, it's like there's a soul contract that has to play out, right? I feel like that is true. So whatever it takes, whatever, I don't know, whatever missions we go on, I don't know. Anyways, this was possibly a reflection of maybe a past life with this person where maybe you put them in terrible situations, ruined their lives or something like that. And this was kind of like an alignment for you to clear karmas. I don't know. We have death, 3 of Wands, which is kind of like a waiting, patient, expecting something to happen, expecting something to come in. Definitely some sort of faithful journey. I don't know. It seems that way. Okay, so what is the breakthrough and the heart or center? What is the wisdom or the prize from this? So the Magician. Okay. Yeah. So wow. And the Tower. The Page of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. So this is you realizing your power. This is the breakthrough energy. Like understanding that you are the magician, you have everything that you need within you, and that you're powerful as fuck, and you don't need anybody else. That's kind of the sudden aha moment. That, you know, you are this grounded being, this earthly vessel, that you're in union with, like, the divine, and the only thing that you have to do is kind of keep moving forward, realizing how powerful you actually are, and not taking on other people's shit. Like letting it fall. I'm seeing with this Mars energy and the Tower, letting it fall could have been the lesson that was meant to be learned in this collaboration this last time. Knowing when to let things fall. Maybe because I'm the type of person that I would not want to see somebody be homeless, right? Especially if they're crying to me about fucking losing their job and, you know, shit like that. Motherfucker. Like, oh my god. Also realizing that each of us has this kind of magician within, that we're not weak or powerless, or unless we choose to be, like, you know. What is the integration or the exit? 2. Okay, the King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So there's a perspective shift, maybe a getting unstuck type of energy. There's a mastery of the 3D realm. There's a mastery of like material, like realizing how powerful you are is creating your wealth or abundance. There's a 2 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the World. So this is closing out the cycle. So realizing you are the one who has to embrace your power and move forward. You have millions of options to choose from. You just have to kind of realize that. And that closes out the cycle of, you know, maybe this lack, you know, realizing how powerful you are. So to heal, look at the raw and messy human truth. In my center is my awareness. So, yeah. And that's all I got. I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.